Walk with me into this library, but here the books are trees. The words are their names. In the Bantu languages of this region, names are not random. They are descriptions. They are wisdom encoded. For generations, they embedded entire systems of medicine, ecology, and nutrition into the very language they used to describe the world. This was their science, observed, tested, and passed down through poetry.
So this one in Bemba is called a mabele, and the roots, leaves and bark are used for a variety of medicinal purposes, but overdoses can be fatal. Yeah, so it's really cool when you log in, and then you basically just see all the plant uses and the vernacular, where it occurs, and then you can see the actual pictures and the data and everything like that when they're in flora and everything.
But colonial education systems taught us to close those books. They called this knowledge folktales and superstition, while elevating Western science as the only valid truth. We were taught to dismiss this wisdom of our grandparents. As we embraced industrial agriculture, we forgot the medicinal trees, the nitrogen-fixing shrubs, the stories held in every branch. We were left not with one library, but with two, and we were only taught to read from one. The other was left to gather dust, its pages fading.
Hi, I'm Tosca. I do the marketing for Lilayi Lodge, and I've been working here for about 4 years now, and very excited to talk about this tree safari. It's been in the pipeline for a while, and finally it's basically getting lifted off the ground. So I wanted to show you what the maps look like throughout the game reserve. This is the entire map of the 650 hectare reserve, and these are the green and the yellow and the red are the trail line, the existing hiking trail route throughout the reserve. And on this map you can see there's the green numbers and the blue numbers, and these are each of the trees that have been geotagged. So when a guest comes in and sees one of these maps, they can either come and look physically and they can go and continue on the routing trail, or they can log into the app. So they can use the QR code and then they'll log into the map. And this interactive map is basically just mimicking the entire map that you can see up here. And it'll track your location where you are in the reserve. So we're over here. And if you go into one of the tag locations, it'll pop up like say G98. And then you'll see on the tree, G98 is behind us.
Can we spot the G98?
In that direction, I think that's
Okay. Kizzy, we're looking for 98.
looking for G98.
98. Let's see, could you spot it first? That little tag. Do you remember the tags we had found? Are we? So we're going this way.
This way.
Oh, that's really cool.
Thank God for the
For the map. Interactive map.
Okay, so we're looking for a tree that's got a tag on it that says G98. So normally it's on the bark, and it should be green since it's G.
Mm-hmm. And have we gone past it yet or no?
No, we're coming up, up.
Key, look to your right, Key.
Yeah, there you go. So that's a green one, and that's a Julbernardia globiflora.
Amazing.
Which in the vernacular is a kabunga tree.
Kabunga tree. It's really amazing.
So this one is a medium-sized semi-evergreen tree with dark brown or grey, black, cracked and scaly bark. So you can see it's scaly and dark brown. And then it has pods, so maybe we can spot some pods on the ground, or maybe they're still up in the tree. Maybe not, it's not the
Season for them.
yet, but the pods are usually flat, velvety brown, square-ended. And you can find this tree in Tanzania, DRC, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique. So the uses are: the wood is hard, coarse, uneven, and difficult to work, but is used as a general purpose timber for mortars and dug out canoes. So they actually use this to make canoes.
It's amazing.
Girl, you better let it go, 'cause I'm too original. Girl, you better let it go, 'cause I'm too original.
It was great.
So I mean, basically, it's so easy for guests to come and if they want to log in,
Yep.
they'll be able to locate themselves, and they'll also have like a hard copy map as well if they lose signal, and they also have the signage posts throughout, so it's very easy to locate.
Now conservationists like Ian and Nicholas are using modern tools to preserve their ancient wisdom. By geotagging these trees, by recording their indigenous names and using apps like Gaia, they are building a digital bridge. They are helping to reshelve the books in the library of life. This isn't about rejecting modern science. It's about completing it. It's about adding 1,000 years of clinical trials conducted by nature and observed by our ancestors.
We want to create a guest experience where when you enter the lodge, it's not just about serving water in a glass bottle as opposed to a plastic bottle. We want a guest to feel that they have come here, experienced a tree safari, experienced a game drive, and left with at least a mindset of conservation. Do you know what I mean? So, especially with the tree safari launch, it's a very niche activity that is not, it's the first in Zambia. It's not really being done. It's also a huge project that's taken a lot of team members to get off the ground. So when you come here, it's how do you siphon conservation into an actual experience other than drinking out of a glass water bottle? Do you know what I mean? So that's why I think the tree safari is so important, because you're actually physically experiencing conservation firsthand. You know what I mean? And you're leaving with that same mindset. And that's just basically the main goal that we want to come out of this. Is you have, and it's something that you were speaking about with Nick yesterday, which I thought was a very important point, was like going back to like protecting the vernacular language. I never even thought about it that way until you mentioned it, you know, and I think like all the knowledge that has been gained from all the data that Nick and Ian have collected, and making sure that the vernacular is still kept. Like, you're not just preserving trees here, you're preserving a culture, you're preserving so much more, you know? And when we first designed this tree safari, it's very difficult to put a timing on it, and we really wanted it to be a self-paced educational experience, because, you know, education is not a one size one fits all. So even if you go and look at two trees, just by going to look at those two trees, you're still learning about like how one tree is this in different languages, this is the usage, this is so it's so much more that you can gain from this experience, you know. So I know it's a niche activity, but when guests come here, and even if they've just come on our safari experience for the first time, maybe the next safari experience they go on, they're not just looking for animals, right? They're looking at the whole ecosystem, you know, from the ground up. So important for us.
This is knowledge security. When a language loses the word for a tree, it doesn't just lose a name, it loses centuries of understanding about climate, medicine, and survival. Securing this knowledge is as vital as securing any mineral resource. It's a national archive written in the landscape itself. By preserving it, we don't just protect biodiversity, we protect the intellectual heritage that teaches us how to live within it.
And they've got wildlife, and like when I say wildlife, I mean they've got monkeys, they've got bushbuck, they've got so many different species, just all over the place. And I've woken up early to try and get the sun rise, and it's just a beautiful experience to see all of this life just an hour away from the city centre. I think we always think we have to travel very far in order to experience this. Like now the monkeys are there just rummaging around, and I think we miss out on some of the things that we have access to just simply because we feel we don't belong, or it's not for us. For many a year we've not, well, I've not personally looked into safaris and holidays and camping, but my wife has been adamant since we've had our kids that I should spend a lot more time in nature and we should spend a lot more time doing stuff like this, and I can see why now. It's taken a lot of reading and a lot of conversations in order to understand what conservation really is. And I can guarantee you that our grandparents planted trees not because they wanted to burn them for charcoal, but because they knew that the shade of those trees would shade their grandchildren. And they may never see the shade of that tree, but that didn't matter because they were looking at the future. And I think it's time we as young African people, we take the lead and we start to get involved. To everyone that has been part of this process and who has helped us get to this stage, season 1 has been amazing, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the support. I hope to see more people come out after they watch these documentaries and just be part and parcel of what amazing, like this amazing marvel of a world we have right at our doorstep. These are also meant to encourage you to travel regionally, but yeah, locally as well. The more of us that are planting trees, the more of us that are becoming aware of what we have access to, and making sure we keep certain species alive because we understand what they bring to the environment is a responsibility for all of us. With climate change taking place, these type of lands are worth more than gold. And when we look into it and we finally decide that it's time for us to look after them, we will reap the rewards. And trust me, sometimes the rewards are not paved in money and capital. Sometimes they're paved in health. So yes, from me and the Underrated Individuals team, thank you all for subscribing, thank you all for viewing, and thank you all for being part of our tribe. Stay blessed.
As a citizen of the world, I see how these knowledge systems connect us beyond the borders drawn by others. To walk through the forest, to see the 2 libraries of life, the device in my hand doesn't diminish the tree. It helps tell its story. It's a conversation finally, after too long a silence.